The Comic Portal welcomes you. And please, subscribe for more.
There is a relentless force in the cosmos. Time and space connect. And within it, a force beyond our vision, but not our reach. It lies somewhere in our universe, causing ripples in time, where the here and now is infinite.
Greetings, everyone. Hey, welcome to the path to the galaxy far, far away. I am the Fraternal Order of Jedi Master, or Headmaster, as you would say. Of course, alongside, Master Gray, Master Rand, Master Sai, fellow Padawans, guests, and, of course, you guys watching on TV Land. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hey, let's just start right from the beginning. Guys, what did you think about the opening scene of Ahsoka? Let's start it off with our very own Sith Lord. Please, sir, go ahead, put the mood into jeopardy so we can take it over later on. Go ahead, sir.
I had to go back and rewatch it because I fell asleep during the episode. I was bored.
Oh, man. That sounds like to me, we need a Sith show, not a Jedi show for him, because I think a Sith show would probably be that. Just everybody complain. That would be awesome. No, seriously, Dexter. I know that sounds like comic relief there, but in all seriousness,
I liked it. I like the fact that they're using Anakin more. So no, I did. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool watching her train and then seeing him, basically coaching her, even though it was a recording.
So, with that being said, which is a great part, I'm also referring to right there from the very beginning, where you actually see Hera in the court. She's getting reamed. Nothing is going her way. And then all of a sudden, a familiar face comes in to the chambers. That is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, yeah. My fault. Yes. She's getting reamed by the council. C-3PO shows up sent there by Leia. I thought that was pretty cool. Sorry, I thought I got my show mixed up there a little bit. I thought that was pretty cool. From what I'm seeing, it looks like we may see a younger version of Leia that's portrayed by her daughter, which might be pretty cool.
Okay. Definitely what I've been wanting to hear. Mr. Rob, please, sir, your thoughts on the opening scenes of Ahsoka.
I liked the scene, but I did not like 3PO. He was just totally wrong. He's always looking up, like he wasn't used to the suit. It almost acted like there wasn't Anthony Daniels in the suit or something, or it was CG. It was just something really off with him that disturbed the whole scene for me.
Okay. Let's see. Miss Jen, first off, how are you doing? And how'd you like the opening scene?
The opening scene was great because I was kind of wondering how Hera was going to talk her way out of this one, and then in walks 3PO. But what I liked best is it was a classic Leia move, to prove it after the fact, to try to get somebody off the hook. I mean, that's just the way Leia has always kind of operated, by her own rules.
Absolutely. All right. Miss Katala, what did you think about that opening scene? Oh, she's doing a Calibus.
See, it was good. One council member was a bit of a jerk, and 3PO trying to get past the guard was good, and then the main Chancellor let him in, and he said Leia sent him, and it was approved by her. The mission was approved by her, so that was good.
Yes. Excuse me. Master Sai.
I'm going to have to agree with Chopper when he said, "What did you say, bitch?" When he was talking to the senator. Because that's exactly what he said. And yeah, he's like, "Wait, you're speaking about a fellow droid, especially C-3PO? You know how important he is to the rebellion? He did more than you did." Yeah. I love that scene.
Okay. Master Gray, your opening scene for Ahsoka.
Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
Huh? Speak louder. Audio issue.
Technical difficulties. You might have to go into StreamYard and click mic on like I did last time.
No, I mean, she's got her settings because, I can tell when the mics are on or off, but hers is on. But take your time, Master Gray. She froze. Oh, she's back.
This Jedi mind trick's not working here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I don't know why that gets turned off. I don't know. Something weird about my computer. Anyway, so anybody who has ever worked or dealt with the bureaucracy has felt Hera's pain, because there are some bureaucrats that have their heads so far up their butt they are completely clueless. And that one guy, I swear I wanted to be like, "You are an idiot." And he kept talking. I'm like, the more you talk, the bigger the idiot you prove yourself to be. And yeah. And I've got to agree with Dexter. I'm really hoping we get a recast for Carrie Fisher. I know recasting is a sore subject for some people, but I think it's time to move on.
All right. Last but not least, our very own Master Rand. He is also the owner and operator of the Cosmic Portal, which does these great performances. If you are not a good subscriber to us, you need to be. Take it on, Master Rand.
She was fighting a losing battle, and you can tell why they got wiped out in the sequels. They didn't listen. You know what I mean? But seeing C-3PO was nice. I thought it was a nice little nod back to the past, and still hearing that Leia, commander of the Defense Forces, I love that. I thought that was just, you know what I mean? I was really taken into it. So I love that. And then of course Chopper. Bump R2D2. I want a Chopper. I'm sorry that droid is stealing the show for me. I love seeing him interact around everything else. So I'm very, very excited about what's going to happen next. But as we are in this episode, that opening scene with Leia coming in to save the day, because I thought for sure that she was gone. I thought Hera was going to get booted. Mm-hmm. I thought for sure that she was going to, you know what I mean? That nothing was going to save her. And then they bring in Princess Leia. They throw out the Princess Leia card. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Guys, I couldn't agree with each and every one of y'all. I mean, y'all have taken all those great words out of my mouth. I can tell you this. When I saw C-3PO, for me, it was just, classic Filoni, just kind of reaching back to the classics, kind of tying it in. And, and with our discussion on last week's episode, and everybody was kind of, had me worried for a little bit, had me worried. So the beginning of this episode, it was great. Not to go too deep into what we're talking about, but I was so excited. I called Calibus, and I think Calibus was trying to call me. And next thing you know, we dissected it a little bit for like 15, 20 minutes. So we'll talk about something else later on. But moving forward, guys, thank you so much for your input. Now, I've grown to enjoy this character. I think he has a lot going for him, and I'm new to Rebels, so I say that respectively because I know probably most of all of y'all in here are Rebels fans. But what do you think about Thrawn? How he's handling everything right now? I mean, he is a chess player from the dark side. I mean, he's got the Dark Sisters, he's got the Night Sisters, he's got his ship. He got his loyal people, and he's got his highly intelligent mind. I mean, he seems like he's got his eyes and dots crossed. So the question is what do you think of Thrawn, and your overall looks of him? And okay, so we're going to start right back to the top. Mr. Calibus Rand himself, talk about Thrawn. His performance up until this point right now.
Again, I've only seen him in Rebels. So for me, this is Thrawn. For those of you who've read the books, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Again, they did re-release a new Thrawn book in the Disney era. So I don't know if that matches up with what he did in the past. You guys gonna have to let all that go because it doesn't exist anyway, and kind of settle in because this is what we have. So for me, it's great. I think he's a great planner. I think he's in for self-preservation. He's in control and he knows it. I love the fact the way he looked at it. He wanted to know everything about Ahsoka Tano. When he heard that name, Anakin Skywalker, it clicked. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Oh, Anakin Skywalker, okay." So he's got some stuff that he's going to be pulling out. I'm pretty sure in this last episode. I like him. You know what I mean? Like I said, I can't speak for the previous stuff that came before it because I've only known Thrawn from Rebels onto now. So as a fan from Rebels, I got the voice actor actually playing the character. I'm thrilled with it. I'm thrilled with it.
Okay. Master Gray, your thoughts on Thrawn's performance up until this point?
I agree with Calibus. I think you're starting to see what a master tactician he is. I know when he had the whole everything laid out in front of him on the 3D hollow model. Noah's like, he looks like he's playing 3D chess, and I'm like, that's Thrawn. He is the master chess player, and we haven't got that much of him yet, but I think we're starting to get a glimpse of just how brilliant he is. And I know I've heard a couple people say, oh, he's not intimidating enough, but I think what makes Thrawn intimidating is his mind. And I think that's starting to show. So I'm pleased.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Miss Katala, I'm sorry, Master Sai, what is your thoughts on Thrawn?
I love the way he sounds. It's so calm. It's so collected. That is Thrawn. He never panics. He knows what everything's gonna happen. He knows not only his moves, but he knows your next 10 moves before you make them. And it's starting to show. We haven't really seen a whole lot of him doing anything. I think this is just the buildup. And honestly, I think we're only going to get to see a glimpse more in this last episode. And I think they're gonna try to save it for either when they hopefully do another season or when they do the movies. I don't
Okay.
think we're gonna get the full Thrawn until then.
Okay. Miss Katala, I'm sorry. Again, your thoughts on Thrawn up until this point?
He's a well-studied person. He tries to collect everything he can find out about whoever he's going up against. So that's interesting. And he could be a little worried because I know he probably had run-ins with Anakin, and Anakin might have surprised him before, so he's not probably too sure about Ahsoka, but have to wait and see, I guess.
Okay. Miss Jen, how about you?
Well, like Calibus, my only introduction to Thrawn was Rebels, and I loved him in Rebels because he was pure logic and tactics. I'm a little disappointed that we haven't seen the depth of that yet, and I'm afraid we may not see it in the series because I want to see that cold, calculating Chris that he is. Thrawn's not in it for the Empire. He's not in it for anybody but the Chris and himself. And the way he's guiding the other pieces on the chessboard to make the moves he wants them to do is pure genius.
Okay. Okay. Man, she couldn't have said it any better. Rob, what you got for us, buddy? What do you think of Thrawn, man?
I've loved Thrawn ever since he was first introduced in Heir to the Empire. Always master tactician. He keeps his cards close to think they're winning when he knows he's at depth. And I think they're going to hold off on showing everything until the end of the show because that's how he is.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Last but not least, our very own Sith Lord, Mr. Dexter.
If you get past the appearance, I mean, he's being portrayed as what Thrawn is, a master technician. He's
Tactician, sir.
tactician. Thank you. But you got to get past I'm having a hard time getting past his appearance. He is not what Thrawn is supposed to look like. I don't care. I keep hearing it's 10 years later. He can put on weight. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. His facial features do not look like what Thrawn is supposed to look like.
Okay.
Balin would be a better Thrawn than this guy. But
Okay.
I get it. Y'all love the voice. Y'all love the voice, and it's the same person. Okay, that's fine. But I'm having a hard time getting past the appearance. Other than that, it's being portrayed. He's portraying it as who Thrawn is. So I think you're seeing an accurate portrayal of it.
Okay. So that I appreciate. What I'd like to know is from you, if you closed your eyes and listened to him, since he is the original voice, what does that do for you? Does it feel like the Rebels show? Does that make it more approval to you, since you're not actually seeing this big guy?
If I didn't have to see him and just heard him, sure.
Okay. Okay. So basically, it's a visual thing for you. That's the
Absolutely.
issue. Okay. All right. Just like going to McDonald's and smelling a Big Mac and then seeing it and getting it. It's kind of two different things, you know?
It's like you think you're walking into McDonald's, but you're walking into what's that, Eddie Murphy, and coming back to
McDowell.
McDowell.
But I had the same problem with Christian Bale's Batman. You know, he was fine in a suit, but the moment where are the drugs? Oh no, God. Bale's Batman impersonation just sucks ass. It takes me right out of character. So
the great things about these shows, and for all of our audience that are watching, for the people that it's on the panel, everybody has some great perspectives and everything. And then some of the smallest details can either ruin it for people, or either it can make it a big, big deal. To me, that would be a great discussion on another show. Just saying it and bringing it up, that would be pretty awesome. All right, so Thrawn for me is a new character. I'm so used to your Sith Lords. I'm so used to your much more powerful individuals. And then when Thrawn was introduced to me, it was like, interesting. Kind of like seeing another alien. But to see him reminds me of a little bit of an evil Spock to cross the, gens a little bit. I mean, here you have somebody that's very, very highly intelligent. And actually, I mean, playing different scenarios. If we do this, she's going to do that. I do this, she's going to do that. I mean, that mathematics is amazing for me. Then as all of us in the fandoms, we have heard different things, and I love this saying when he said, "We may win the day." I think we all can win the day. Sooner or later, we can win the day. I love when he said that. Moving on. Okay, Balin, Lord Balin, guys, a very, very strong character. Kind of has his own personal agenda, as we can tell. So, my thoughts from y'all is to wonder what you think of Lord Balin and what direction did you can see him doing in this next episode. Let's go to our very own Master Sai, our historian. Please, sir, your thoughts on Balin.
I actually was a little surprised about how easily he left his apprentice, but in Legends there was this creature called Abeloth that called Force users to her when she was in the mall, and his reaction to like that siren call heading towards it. But what people don't understand is, well, at first they didn't understand is how evil Abeloth really was, and how the longer you spent time with her, the more corrupted you became, and the more under her influence you became, and it wasn't a good thing. He probably thinks he's gonna get some power from this, but I think he's just gonna be used, and I think that's why the Night Sisters are running, and so is Thrawn. I think it's not gonna end up very good for him.
Okay. Do you feel that he? Okay, I'll get to mine after y'all. Okay, I'll get to mine after y'all. Miss Katala, what do you think of Balin?
He's a good swordsman. He's got his agenda and he stays true to his agenda. And he's fairly noble as far as that goes. He honors his word. So, but he's after something that only he can hear, it seems. And whether that's the creature that Sai just mentioned or something else, we'll have to find out.
Okay, all right. Miss Jen, what did you think of Lord Balin?
Balin is following his own call. He took his apprentice as far as he felt he could because she was looking for something else. She's looking for power. I think he's more on a spiritual quest, even to find, something that was missing in him, something that was missing in the order, something that was lost. And I'm interested to see whether he finds it or whether what he finds is what they were talking about, what y'all were talking about before, if he finds Abeloth instead.
Okay.
I'm kind of waiting to see where this goes because there's so many different paths it could take from here.
Okay. Rob, your thoughts of Lord Balin?
He's set in his ways. He wants to make things right. He wants to do away with the Jedi and the Sith. I don't think he's looking for Avalon. Also in Legends, especially through the Thrawn series, they had these creatures called Isla Miris, which actually repelled the Force. And I think that they're going to use some sort of resemblance to them as what he's feeling and looking for.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Sorry. Mr. Dexter, what you got for us, buddy?
I believe Balin is probably the most balanced Force user in the galaxy. He freely goes between the two, right? I mean, you have the problem with the Jedi is that they became I don't want to say left wingers. I don't want to get political, but they're out here on the wings, right? So he's right here, kind of just floating in between the two, and you got the wings out here just doing this. So I mean, they're just pivoting like that, right? So he's got to be the most balanced character, I think. Although that's at the moment, I think they're probably gearing up for something. I have a feeling something big is getting ready to happen with him. That's going to send him into the dark side totally, is what I'm feeling.
Okay. Okay. And you would probably think that being the fact that you are a Sith Lord, your evil ways. I can sense that from
No,
you.
I just get that opinion that I think they're getting ready to do something pretty sinister with him.
Ah, okay, okay. Master Rand, your thoughts on Lord Balin?
I think, to be honest with you, I think he's the more interesting of all the characters we've got so far. I love his presence. You know what I mean? When they film and they give those opening shots of him or whatever else, I mean, he has a presence. So, I mean, it's just so sad that the actor has passed, because I would love to see what he would have been up to. You know what I mean? I really would have loved to see him go a little bit further with that role. So, I kind of think what Master Simon was saying. I think that he's trying to find something that when he does find it, I don't think it's going to be good for him. I really don't. It's sad to say, but I think maybe it's something, maybe like what Simon was saying, or something maybe from the Wills or the Force Mother. Whatever it is, it ain't going to be good.
Okay, okay. Master Gray, did I forget you?
Yeah. Yeah, and like Calibus said, it's a shame that the actor passed away. Because he was just amazing. His presence was incredible. Um, I think at one time, because he says at least once, we need to go back to the beginning. So I think the original plan, I don't know if Disney will follow through with it now that the actor has passed on, but I think at one time his plan was to somehow go back to the beginning and, in essence, burn the Jedi Order to the ground, Jedi, Sith, everything, and just start over at the beginning.
Mhm.
So there was no Jedi or no Jedi, no Sith, no nothing. Um, I think that's his plan. Now, is whatever calling to him saying, "Oh yeah, we can do that. We can help you do that," and it's not. That's probably actually very likely. Now that the actor's passed on, I don't have a clue how they'll handle that plan forward.
Okay. Well, I think he is a very unique character. He kind of reminds me of that Darth Vader presence with that Obi-Wan knowledge, an older Obi-Wan, if I could be so bold. And his saber skills are pretty awesome, very very powerful. And we kind of just touched a little bit on that, Master Gray, in class. But I think what I'm kind of interested in is we've only seen him actually fight against Ahsoka. I would like to see him and Ezra get into it to see what that's all about. So that brings us into our next question, guys. Again, a big fan of Rebels now. I'm actually halfway through season one. So, and the funny thing is, I don't know if Calibus did this or not, but him and I were talking about this on Tuesday night. Uh, Sir, did you redo all of Rebels, or did you just bits and pieces? What did you do on Rebels?
I went back and did the final season.
Okay.
Well, I also went back to watch Kanan die, because
Okay.
that was just the most powerful scene in Rebels. If you didn't get hooked by that show, there's no hope for you. And that, I'm telling you, he went back for the love of his life, and then he got to see her before he gets, what I mean? And I think that's one of the things that I did like about the show. The fact that it was not everything is a happy ending. You're going to lose people, and how they bond as a family unit from that point on, which was strange because after everything happened, of course, they all separate. We got Zeb with the Marshals, right, with the X-Wing pilots. Zeb's over there. Sabine was on Lothal. Ahsoka was out in the galaxy, I guess, hunting down Thrawn. And of course, Hera is general now. You know what I mean? So, in a way, I kind of hope maybe at this end of it, we kind of get the band kind of back together, kind of feel. Give me a little something. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you've answered my question, and then also you kind of got me in that. But I'm gonna start off and kind of point some things out. So the episode that I saw on Rebels is with Ezra learning the Force, and he actually seems like he fails one of his first lessons, and he kind of realizes that he needs to focus, and then of course his master, after finding out that another master was killed, they worked together, they got through it, and then at the very, very end of the episode, you see them working together again. And to see Ezra now, not using a lightsaber, but using the Force, was amazing. I saw hand-to-hand combat, I saw the knowledge of the Force, and that, my friends, is what I'm about. That's my interest in wanting to know what y'all think about the powers of the Force. Did not need a lightsaber and used everything else other than that. What did you think about that? Let's go with our Sith Lord, since he can give us a Sith version of what that could look like versus a Jedi version.
He grabs a blaster, and all he has is the Force push.
All right.
I mean, seriously. I mean, really? That's it?
Well, for some Jedi, a blaster is uncivilized,
as Obi-Wan did say. And I mean, and no, man, I'm not even
Davis.
Okay. Rob, your thoughts on Ezra and his performance?
I hate to say it, but I found it kind of lacking. He could have did so much more, just pushing and pulling. He could have flung people or pulled all the weapons out of everybody's hands, but he just pushed and pulled. It just wasn't that great for me.
Okay. I'll take that. I see two people are in agreement. Miss Jen, your thoughts on Ezra?
I have to agree with the other three. That whole battle scene was kind of lackluster, but I do see why he would have picked up the lightsaber. A lightsaber is a skill. Skills you have to practice. He didn't have his lightsaber. He left it with Sabine, and apparently he hasn't built another one. So, the fact that that he managed to survive that long just with, stolen blasters and using the Force is pretty amazing. I think he probably has more Force abilities than he showed in that battle. He would have had to survive that long on his own.
Thank you. Now that's what I'm trying to get. You are on point. Thank you, ma'am. We'll leave the Sith Lord and the TIE pilot to themselves. No offense, guys. Your opinion counts, so don't think that I'm giving you a hard time or blackballing you. Miss Katala, please, your thoughts on Ezra Bridger.
Well, to survive 9 years without his saber and decimate some of Thrawn's forces, he had to learn hard and fast how to use the Force. So maybe he had coaching from Kanan's Force Ghost to help him. Who knows? But he did okay. He's got his chainmail shirt that's got the dog tags from all the knight soldiers that he killed, so he didn't do too bad.
Okay.
Can we also say he looks like Black Jesus?
Okay.
Jedi
Okay.
Jesus.
Or a young Noah. How about that?
I go
Master
more with Aladdin.
Master Sai, please save us.
Honestly, I was a little disappointed. His force push and pulls weren't that powerful. And I was a little surprised he didn't take the lightsaber. That reminded me of that scene from, The Last Jedi where Luke just tosses his father's lightsaber. Like, there's a connection there. There should be a connection there. And there wasn't. And it kind of struck me as odd. I'm really hoping there's a good reason. And, he did survive and he didn't build, a lightsaber. That's one of the things that's knowledge that he would have taken with him. I'm really hoping maybe the kyber crystals call out to whatever creature is out there or whatever power, and that's the reason why he doesn't want to build one. I mean, that could be a possibility. I I mean, I kind of liked his use of like the force to use his hands, but I think the Obi-Wan scene when Obi-Wan was in that drug den and he used the force with like the kung fu moves, that was better. And I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more. The only other option is like he's gone complete pacifist, but then picked up a blaster and started blasting. So I'm really hoping to come up with good answers other than he just sucks now.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Master Gray, please give me some more enlightenment.
Well, first of all, he looks like Moses, not Jesus. But and so he did use more than the force pulls and pushes. Jedi's use their instinct to anticipate their opponent's strikes, and he was using that as well. So there was some of that. But I think he was also a little bit distracted by Sabine being there because he hadn't seen her in 10 years. So I think his focus was maybe a little off. I like Sai's theory about the kyber crystals because I had kind of wondered why he hadn't made a new lightsaber as well. So, I thought it was funny the battle. I thought it was like classic Ezra, the quips and the jokes and stuff like that. I mean, he was never very serious.
Okay. Yes, I do agree with that. Master Rand, your take on Ezra a little more?
Well, one, I don't think it, he would have built a lightsaber, so obviously there's no kyber crystals there. You know what I mean? He's in another part of the galaxy, or no, he's in a whole new galaxy, right? So there can't be, wherever he's at, obviously he can't go flying around to go find a kyber. So the planet he's on can't have a kyber crystal on. So that's probably why he didn't build another lightsaber, because that'd be the kind of the first thing you would do as a Jedi. You would build you a new lightsaber. So that didn't bother me. Although I did see the pushes as a little weak. There was that one scene where he was really pushing hard. The guy kind of like fell over, and I was kind of like, wow, okay, I didn't like that. But I agree with Master Gray though. I think every time Ezra fought something, he was never really serious with it. You know what I mean? Up until Kanan. Then he got really serious. But, he's back to being his jovial self. But you guys also got to remember that chainmail that he's wearing are stormtrooper dog tags. So maybe he's gotten to the point where, obviously they're dead. You know what I mean? So maybe he's not trying to be as critical where he wants to fling people across the room, and you know what I mean? So maybe he's holding back because maybe he became a little darker while he was out there to survive. So that's where I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Maybe he's holding back because of what he had to do to get to that point.
Okay. So I actually like this scene, and I think because I like it so much is for two reasons. The first reason is a little bit more personal. When I, in my younger days, and and another group I was with, we put on lightsaber demonstrations where we told a story. Master Gray has been with one with me before because her and her son portrayed basically kind of like good versus evil. And we had a particular young lady. She was super nice. She was in what was called with me a long time ago called the NJO, the New Jedi Order. She wasn't very good with a lightsaber, but her character was a consular, a historian type thing. And we wrote her character as being very powerful with other parts of the Force other than the saber arts. And the part when you saw Ezra stopping the blade with his hand using the Force, or a block, and then the push and pull, the agility jumping around. We kind of did the same for her, or that's how I wrote it for her. And we used it, and it was perfect. To see it again on screen, it was, very, very comforting for me. So that's my personal side. The Force side, I think it just shows maybe his maturity. And if you remember back in Rogue One, there was a particular character, and Calibus or anyone, please, if you remember his name, I would love to have it. But what's his name? Donnie Yen played him. The force is strong with me, and you kind of heard that little bit of the saying from Ezra, and I fell into it. I loved it. I think that there's more to the Force and the Jedi and the Sith than just lightsabers. I think it's knowledge of internal power, using it, whatever it takes. I think there's more to it than just good lightsaber fighting, to be honest with you. And if you watch a lot more, I guess you could say, professional demonstrators, you see that showing. You actually see them using the Force powers as an added bonus, other than the lightsaber stuff. I mean, I could probably sit here with all of our experience, come up with ideas, and we could all teach each other a particular lightsaber demonstration, and it would be awesome and perfect. But to actually kind of show a little bit more, and I think that's the deeper part, is Ezra was showing a deeper side of the Force other than the saber arts. So before I go into my last question for you guys, I would like to actually open the floor up for a few minutes and discuss some things that you might have saw that we may not actually had talked about. We can quickly agree, quickly disagree. But one of the things that me and Calibus talked about is that here we saw look like a new breed of stormtroopers, bad looking, electrical tape all around them, holding the stuff up, but they still can't shoot for crap. And I thought that was rather disappointing. Does anybody else have something that they'd like to share on the plus side, or as our Sith Lord would say, the negative side? Please share with us what you got. Anybody?
I like the little creatures and how they all kind of got the wagons in the circle, because that's all they could do, and they tried their best with slingshots or throwing rocks. I loved how the Hound was hiding in the houses with them. I thought that was kind of cute. I didn't notice it until my mom pointed it out. You could see him in the window. It's like all of a sudden now he's part of the tribe now. I loved the drop ships because they were straight from Rebels. Those were awesome. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I was a little surprised about the troopers. Apparently they're not dead. They're just more of a cult, strong cult.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping for a little bit more, but you know what? They probably don't have their equipment, accurized out for anything. Everything's probably dilapidated. And then you've got the Force always nudging, the bad guys' aim one way or another.
Well, I'm kind of like you. I'd like to see a little bit of General Enoch get into it with someone. I like to see him in action, to be personally honest with you. Master Gray, do you have
Do a
anything
captive
to add?
phasma on him.
Oh, go ahead, Rob, while you're talking. What'd you
I was
say?
just saying they'll probably do a captive phasma on him, all show and nothing.
Oh, okay. He seems to be more of a yes man. Yes, Admiral. Master Gray, do you have anything extra?
And I noticed something. I caught something. I don't know if anybody else caught it, and I don't really know if it means anything. But when Sabine says Ahsoka took me on as her apprentice, she does not say Padawan. She uses the Mandalorian term apprentice. Like I said, I don't know if it means anything, but it just kind of caught my ear. And the only reason it really caught my ear is because I have a friend who's just started watching The Mandalorian after I hounded her for the last 2 years, and she's to the right before the episode where Din takes Grogu as his apprentice, and so I've kind of been watching it so I can kind of talk with her about it to refresh my memory. And so when Sabine said apprentice, I'm like, no, she used the wrong term. I don't know if maybe Sabine is just still thinking too much like a Mandalorian, and that's why she's struggling so much with the Force.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know if it was a slip or intentional. I don't know.
Okay.
And
Jed,
she had a big hickey on the side of her neck.
Okay. I follow you now. Let's see, Calibus. You have anything that you saw or thought that we haven't really talked about that you thought that needs to be said? Please, the floor is open to you, Master.
The Night Sisters are underused. I think they're saving them for this big thing. I think Master Gray is right, though. I think she's just going to go back with more of a tactician's version of Jedi fighting. Sabine, I mean, I don't think she'll become a Jedi. I think she's kind of dabbling more or less in the area of just being skilled. But the Night Sisters, I think they're the wild card. I think they're the ones that are really going to turn things up for this last episode. I think that's going to be the big ticket. You know what I mean? I also think that I really think that Thrawn. I don't think that he's running from anything. I think he just wants to get back and claim his army. And, you know, anybody that gets in his way is going to be expendable.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you helped him get there or get back or not, you're going to be expendable.
So with that being said, before Calibus starts digging into my next subject, because he was getting there, I better stop him while he's got a chance. Stop, force push. No, guys, the last one is pretty obvious. We want the next episode to be great. We don't want it to end badly. We want it to end a certain way where it continues. Yes, 49 minutes would be awesome. So again, what is your take? What do you think that the next episode is going to bring us? Now this will take us out, guys. So I wanted to thank Drakkar, the Marshal, for jumping in and saying hello. Taco Cat, thank you again for your comments and appreciate you supporting us. So, guys, let's start it off. What are you expecting? What do you think that is really going to happen in our next and last episode? Master Sai, let's start it off.
Unfortunately, no one's going to like this answer, but I think it's going to be a bit of a cliffhanger. I really do. I don't think we're going to get the final answers on a whole lot. I think we're going to see Thrawn and the Night Sisters escape back. And I think we're going to see Ahsoka and company try to figure their way back home.
Okay, because I was getting ready to I was getting ready to say, if that was going to be your short little answer, I was getting ready to dig at you and say, hey, I want a little bit more detail. That's what I want, my fellow masters and Padawans and guests, is I want to know some details so I can look for them, and then all of a sudden we can talk about them later on. Master Gray, what you expecting? What do you want to see?
It's definitely going to be a cliffhanger. There's no doubt about that. I think Thrawn is definitely going to get back. Um, I'm 50-50 on whether Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra are going to get back. Um, I think if we get an after scene, it might be of Balin getting to like I don't know, like a gate or somewhere, and we won't see what he's going, what's pulling him, but it'll be like, he'll get to a gate and open the door and be like, but we won't see what he sees. Shin is the other wild card. I don't know whether she will go with Thrawn because he seems kind of disgusted by her. So I think if she goes with Thrawn, that'll be a big mistake. And Ahsoka offered to train her, but she didn't see. I felt kind of sorry for her because she was kind of just lost at that point. I see her maybe going after Balin. So I see maybe her and Balin going to what he's going to together, and it'd be a cliffhanger as far as what he's looking for, and what happens after Thrawn gets back.
Okay. All right. I like details. I love the details. Miss Katala, what are you looking forward to, or what do you hope to see?
Well, it's probably going to be a cliffhanger, but Ezra has called Purgle before, and now Ahsoka can. So they've got Ahsoka's ship, so they've got a way off if they can reach the Purgle. And Balin might go on his own, but I think Shin is after her own power, so she might stay with the Night Sisters.
Okay. Okay. Man, you know what? Before we go any further, y'all gonna make me feel bad if it is a cliffhanger. I hate cliffhangers. So y'all, about 4 of y'all have already said that. So I need something new. Okay. No, Calibus, not yet. Miss Jid, tell me what you're thinking for the last episode of Ahsoka.
I think the last episode of Ahsoka, we're probably going to see the Night Sisters acting as what they're kind of portrayed as. If you look at them, the three sisters of fate, Clotho, Lachesis, and Adipose, and actually pulling the strings behind Thrawn, even though he thinks he may be in charge. I do think he's going to make it back through the hyperspace gate, and I kind of wonder if maybe Ezra and Ahsoka and Sabine aren't going to end up in the world between again as a means to get back, if they're not going to explore that means as a way to get back. As far as Balin, since his character, the actor that played him passed away, I think they're probably going to find a way to write him out, or at least make for a long absence until they can possibly recast that role, even though I don't see how they could do it. And I also think that Shin's the wild card because she's lost right now. Her master said, no, I can't teach you anymore. She wants so badly to be something more than she is, to be powerful, but she doesn't know how to go about getting it. So I think, she's going to face her long dark night of the soul, and we don't know where that's going to end up yet. That's completely up to her.
Okay. Boy, as y'all are talking, y'all are really hyping me up. I'm really got some ideas that's popping. So I want to write these down, because some of us are getting older and we're going to forget. Mr. Rob, what you got for me? Last episode, talk to me.
It is going to be a major cliffhanger. We're going to see a lot of betrayal. It's all going to be a rush to finish loading whatever those pods are into Thrawn's ship. They're going to get them loaded just in time, and he's going to leave the Night Sisters behind because he's already planned ahead and knows that they're going to betray him. And you're going to end up with Balin being left behind with Ahsoka and them, and he's going to head off to find what he's looking for, and Ezra's going to warn him he doesn't want to go there. And that's where they're going to leave it as a cliffhanger.
Okay. There's that word again, cliffhanger. Mr. Dexter, what you got for us, buddy?
Definitely going to be a cliffhanger.
Details.
Well, I mean, I can't give out my secrets, but no, I think we're going to see something dark. I think it's going to end on something very dark. That's what I'm feeling. And I think that we'll see. Sorry. Let me glance back here real quick. What my thought was, Shin. I think we'll see Shin's what her new role is going to end up being. I think that'll be defined. I think it's going to end. I think it'll end specifically with Thrawn leaving, Thrawn escaping. I think that's where it's going to end.
Okay.
And they're going to be left behind. So that's going to be how they're going to get back.
Good details. I love details. Last but not least, my buddy, my pal, the Master Rand. What you got for us, sir?
Cliffhanger.
There it is.
I honestly think the only person who's going to get back is going to be Sabine. Because she has ties to Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan has ties to Mando. All for this movie thing that they're going to do. I don't think we'll get another season of Ahsoka. I think it'll go straight into the movie. I think they've been tossing around rumors of Ezra being more like a Luke and Shin being more of like a Mara Jade thing. You know what I mean? But I think the Night Sisters, of course, there was also this rumor that they were trying to reinvent the Force in a different kind of way. And here we have Baylan saying, we got to go back to the beginning. The Night Sisters, Force is magic. I think whatever they find might reinvent what we know of the Force, but you have to keep it way over here. You don't want to mess with the timeline with those last 3 terrible movies. You have a whole new playground over here you can play with. You know what I mean? So I think Sabine is the only one who's going to get back, but it's going to end it on one of those notes, kind of like The Empire Strikes Back. You know, it's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be we barely escaped, or we got something that we wanted, but the cost was really high. Your mic is off.
I might have to agree with that one. And we kind of briefly talked about this on Tuesday, but here's my predictions. I think Thrawn and the Night Sisters are going to bolt. I think they're going to leave. You've already could tell that that's his main objective. You know, I think, I guess the descendant of the Night Sisters, whatever her name is, I think she's going to try to betray Thrawn, because every time she offers, won't we do this, won't we do that, he contradicts her and says, no, we don't have the resources. We're not going to do this. So I could see something there happening. I could see Baylan and his apprentice kind of locking up, and actually her trying to take Baylan out. You know, that's kind of the routine of a Sith, to kill its master. Right, Dexter? But yet I think our heroes will somehow or another get out and do their thing. And it will end in a way where it's not ended. That's my feeling on that. Guys, as you see, Disney's coming out with the final episode this Tuesday. Obviously, we're all going to be hyped up. If by chance that you're watching the show and you'd like to be a part of the show, please check us out. We would love to have you. Guys, that's all I have for y'all tonight. I want to thank y'all for watching on the YouTube land. I'd like to thank y'all for being a part of the Fraternal Order of Jedi. And to our masters, my meerkat trying to steal the show. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of us. We enjoy it. And as Thrawn said, win the day. So whether it's you're a part of us or a part of another faction like the Sith, win the day. That's my advice. May the Force be with you.